Hello and welcome. So in the last session, we have seen what is replication flow and how to create that. And we have, uh, I mean, we have replicated and captured the delta in our local table from S4 HANA to Datasphere. So we can use replication flows not only for bringing data from source systems, we can also use them to transfer data from Datasphere to target systems. Okay, so today's session we'll see like how we can transfer data from our data sphere to some other source by using replication flow. So let's create new replication flow, and we know, right, we have to select some source system connections and source container and the object, and then we have to select the target. So this time, last time we have seen like we have connected to S4 and we got data from their sales document item, if I remember correctly. So this time, let's select the data sphere. From data sphere, we are going to transfer to some other. Here you see container, it's by default taking my space because I have access to only one space. Maybe if you have like multiple spaces, it might allow you to select some other, but yeah, I'm okay with that because I have my objects in this space. Now we have to select source objects. Okay, here you see these are the objects which it's showing. These are all local tables. You can see we can only replicate these local tables to target systems. You can see this here, local table. Yeah. Okay. So now in the last session we have seen uh, replication of sales document item, and we have created this like this is the table which was getting data records from S4. So this is my delta enabled delta capture table. So we are going to use this same table and for transferring. Now I have selected my delta capture table from Datasphere, and I'm going to replicate this to some other sources. Okay, let's select some target. So these are all like SAP given connections in the trial version. Okay, I'm using them. So so here we don't have S4 and all. You see some connections are less here. Okay, let's select HANA Cloud. Let's replicate this into our HANA database. Okay, I'm going to select some container. That means in HANA database, some table is going to be created and our data will be transferred. But we must have access to that, I think, schema. These are all schemas in HANA, I guess. So some schemas we might not have access. I'll show you. But there is one folder, TechEd. I believe we will have access to this TechEd schema. Let's select that as container. Okay. And then let's name this as, rename this. So this is the table which is going to be created in our in HANA system. So you might be wondering, like, we don't have access to HANA. How can we check whether the table is created? That we'll see. So let's name this as sales. Let's say sales from Datasphere. I will say some name just to remember. Sales from Datasphere SMT. So this is the table which is going to be created in the HANA. And also one more thing, let's select this, make it as initial and delta, projections, target columns. Okay, these are all fine. Let's add projection, and if you remember, we have more than 449,000 records. Let's do one thing before going this. Let me uh, duplicate this. I'm going to see what kind of data we have. Instead of, replicating everything, let's uh, give some filter and we will only load some records. Let's go to data builder and see the data in our table. Please excuse me, system is a bit slow. So let's open our table. Let's see the data. Okay, we have sales document. Let's take only 10. Okay, now let's go back. We know from 1 to 10 we have. Okay, I think my changes are gone. Go to data builder. Mm, I think my changes are not there. Let's create again. Basically, I wanted to show projection and these things. So that's why, because we don't need to load those many records. We can load only few. And so let's go to Datasphere, select our object. This is the one. And select the target as on a cloud. Let's select the container as TechEd. Okay. Let's rename this. I'm just gonna give sales from Datasphere to on a cloud. Okay. I'll just name this as. You can give some other name as well, some meaningful name, but anyway, we know. And let's select initial and delta. Click on add. So let's select the sales document and filter this between. I know this is my sales order and I'm gonna paste it and 10. So we are going to load only first 10 documents because we don't need all these things. And save this. Okay. So whenever we create a projection, we have to give a projection name. Let's name it as sales projection something. Save it. Oh, sorry. And also one more thing I want to show. Let's go back and edit. So filter. Where is it? Sales document between. Now let's cancel this. Why this is not showing? Sales document between. Okay, and okay, let's add expression. Okay, and go to mappings. Oh, we don't need 148. Let's remove some. remove. So those fields will be gone, and save it. Now you can see here, there is one filter. You can go back and check also like what is there. You see here sales document between 1, 10 and mapping we have seen. Okay, like that you can add projection and initial delta, and I'm okay with the rest of the selections. Let's save and apply this. I'm gonna name this as replication flow Datasphere to you can give some meaningful name as also and deploy this. Pop-up, let's see. Error creating replication for dataset. Um, Error creating different. Yeah, there is some issue. Let me pause and see. Yeah, so you see now it's deployed. It was giving some error because this table was used in some other replication force. So that's why it was giving some error. I have deleted that one and I have deployed. So now it's deployed. And what we will do is we will run this. Let's click on run. Go to if it works properly, it should create some table in the TechEd schema in HANA, and it should load 10 records. So let's refresh. Running. You can see here initial and delta initial is running. And okay, you see here it's active. Initial delta retrying. No new data available. Next data load 1336. It's not 1236. Saying 136 next load because I think we gave as 1 hour interval. But let's go to metrics. You see it's loaded 9 records, I think. But how do we check? Okay. Okay, now it's loaded 9 records and target object is SFDHC HANA Cloud. Sales from Datasphere to HANA Cloud we give. So what I want to show you, I told you, right? We don't have HANA Cloud access. How do we check whether the table is created or not? So what you can do is, again, in the replication, you see here, and what it just, either you can create a new replication flow. What I am doing is just showing you. Let's click this time HANA connection, HANA Cloud, and source container I will select as TechEd. If my table is created, I should be able to see under the sources, right? Okay, TechEd. Now let's go to source object. Do we have this table or not? You see here, this is our table. We created replication flow from Datasphere to HANA Cloud. So it created its table in HANA Cloud, and it will have some data, but here I cannot show you the data. To show data, we can do one more thing. Let me go back. Let's create a new replication flow and use that table. Create replication flow. If you want, please watch it in 1.25 or 1.5 speed because my system is slow. Cloud. I'm gonna select my TechEd as container. This is just to show you like what records are there in the table. So TechEd. There is the table which is TechEd elections. Okay. Select the target as our data sphere, and let's name this as same table. I'm gonna name it as same. Select this. I don't want any projections and settings. I'm gonna select delta capture, initial and delta. I'm gonna leave as it is remaining. Only thing I want is let's click on somewhere or go back to application flow. I don't want to give 1 hour as delta. Let's give this as 1 minute, or let's say 1 minute for now. Okay, and this is what we can say is HANA Cloud DSP. Cloud. Application flow from HANA Cloud to DSP. Okay, let's save this. I have this table and I'm going bringing the data into my data sphere, and I name the table as same. Let's wait for the deployment to complete. We'll run and see what records are transferred. Here I give delta interval as only 1 minute. I'll tell you why I have made this. Creating application. Okay, it's not deployed. Uh, mhm. Mm, let's see what is the error. We will notify you when the process is complete. We hope it will be deployed, but error creating replication data set space table exists in other spaces. Error creating replication for data set space table exists in other spaces. What is other spaces? I'm creating it here. Okay, maybe mm, We should be able to, but it's okay. That's how, we have seen, like, when we created replication flow from Datasphere to HANA Cloud, and we created table in HANA Cloud, and that table is already exist and it has the data. Okay, this I'll try to figure out. I'll try to, like, somehow show you the data, whether whatever we created and transferred to HANA Cloud, that is there or not. But it must be there. We'll have records. I cannot see the data unless, we again bring that to our data stream. That's all for this session. I hope you got, and yeah, I'll try to figure it out, and I'll try to record in the next session. Thank you.